Hello guys, how are you doing today? It's a pleasure having you here, 4th of January. And of course, we're going to be looking at the markets now. Things are set to pick up a bit more, especially as the dollar is up and running. So today we're going to look at intraday levels. We're going to look at what's happening from the hourly time frame. The 1 hour time frame is very good for intraday levels, right? We're going to do that majorly for the majors and gold, maybe also Bitcoin as well. But then before we jump into what we have, right, from the chart, it's always good to look at the calendar. Let's quickly hop on the calendar for today. And if you look very well, in a few hours, in about 2.5 hours from now, we're going to be having the data for USD by this time, 4 p.m. Nigerian time. And this is going to be, of course, high impact ISM Manufacturing PMI. And then we also have at the same time, we have the job openings for USD as well. But the big one by 8 p.m. Nigerian time, which happens to be 7 p.m. UK time. So please always take note of your own time zone. Also for USD is the FOMC meeting minutes. For this FOMC, if you are aware, FOMC comes with a lot of volatility. So as we have the news packed today for the dollar, I will just tell you to tread with caution, right? So let's sweep back to the chart and let's look at the intraday levels. And I'll tell you what I'm looking out for. I haven't gotten any trade this year, by the way. I'm still waiting for my first trade. But this is what we have over here. And before we even continue, one thing I would say is that the market has really been dirty. So to say, this first week of the new month has been dirty. And of course, it's to be expected. Now, the market will most likely pick up from next week. And you should have some better and clearer directional bias in the market. So this is the Euro USD, and look at this very well. We had this major sideways movement, right? Everything is right in front of you if you look at the market very well. We had this major sideways movement, and then this is what happened after it broke out here. Oops, sorry, let me redraw that. It broke out over here, as you can see. If you look very well, it was making these highs here, making these highs. It was very difficult to close above. Immediately it closed above here, it came back inside to retest. And then from here, look at what we have here. Because even inside ranges, you have areas of interest if you look very well. So even inside here, as you can see, it came back, retested this, and then pushed higher. As it pushed higher, look at what happened. It came back again to that same area. Now, I always tell traders that all you have to do is to train your eyes to see the support and resistance levels, and then you are good to go. So it came out here again, but you can see it has been very messy, and then it pushed high a bit, but then look at what happened. It got slammed down very hard, and this was when I believe the dollar woke up. I believe that must have been yesterday, thereabout. And look at what happened. It slammed down back below the lows of this consolidation, of this range, of this triangle box that we have here. As it did this, look at the big, massive candles, right? Because the big, massive candles also gives you information. It tells you how strong the buyers or the sellers are. In this case, it shows how strong the sellers are, right? Of course, coming back here again, there was no slow motion. It got here and just broke out. Let the candles, let price action, because the candles represent price action. So let the candles also lead the way. Let price lead the way. You can see what happened. It is now a big mess. And then you can see I mapped this area here, right, as a possible pullback, right? Why? Because it has history. It has history over here. And as it has history, with the news coming out, let's see whether I could get back to this point here and then drop. But one thing I'll tell you, in as much as we're looking at these intraday levels, I am not interested because of the high impact news coming out later today for the dollar. We might just have some candle formations that probably scatter this area and then maybe even hold, right? It might as well hold, but I'm not interested because of the volatility that will be introduced in a few hours today, right? So I'm going to be leaving the market alone for now. So if you look at what we have here, this is the quick one on Euro USD. I'm just going to quickly flip to the other instruments I have. Remember I said the majors. I'm going to quickly flip here and also here as well. Train your eyes, even in the midst of the chaos of the nonsense, you should be able to see the boxes, ranges over here. And even inside the ranges, you should be able to see some key areas here. This was support, support, support a bit, breached out, came back, acted as resistance, resistance, resistance. And you can see here, it didn't get back here, didn't get back here. But at the same time, it is still a valid area to look for sell opportunities here. But I will say this again, but it is looking very, very messy. I repeat, it's looking very, very messy. If you are a trend line trader, if you use trend lines as well, I just noticed this now. You can see we have something like this over here, right? If you use trend lines, you should be able to see this as well, where you have like a form of support here, support here. It broke out. Look at the size of this candle. It broke out and then respected it as resistance. And you can see it is struggling with this area as resistance as well, right? So support and resistance comes in different folds. It comes with respect to the traditional horizontal lines, or it could even come as the diagonal lines over here for trend lines, or even if you're using like your moving averages or you're using your Fibonacci or whatever, you just need to understand your tools because they all follow the same concept of support and resistance. Price must bounce, price must break, price must hold, price must, and you know the rest, right? So make sure you are following through on your simple way. It's always good to have a simple strategy so that you can always follow through at all times. Okay, Aussie is clean, is much cleaner than the rest. So I'm expecting a pullback to this area of interest here, as you can see, right? You can see at times I could use the horizontal line, but I could use the box as well. The box covers a higher area of interest. And as you can see on the box over here, we have resistance, resistance, resistance. They're expecting it to come back here, hopefully hold as support. Don't forget, let price lead the way, let the market do its thing, right? And then we follow. Let the price act, and then we react. Do not try to be a hero. That's why I always say, at least to myself, let the clean opportunities come to you. So this is a clean one that we're looking at. And then don't forget, it all depends on the behavior of dollars today. Okay, so this is the Kiwi. Let's put in the Kiwi. And if you look very well, I've already arranged my instruments in a particular order, EU, GU, AU, MU. I arranged it in a particular order for me so that I don't have to start scrambling and looking for them all over the place, right? And that's one key thing for a trader. You need to be organized, no matter what. Organization is very key. Okay, so this is another one here. I hope your eyes are seeing what I'm saying because I'm just breezing through. By the time you do this more often, you should be able to see it as well. You have some little resistance, support. You can see what's happening here. You can see as I'm marking these areas here. So I don't just mark them for fun. I mark them because I look at what happened when it came back here. Right, this is today. Came back here and reacted here. So I mark them because of what the market is doing and not just because I want the market to do something at my own area. No, that's wishful thinking. I follow the market and then I wait for the market to react. You must always wait for reaction. That's me. Some traders don't wait for reactions. You could just place a penny order. Like some traders could have set a penny order here to sell. This would have been a sell limit over here, sell limit pending order, and it would have which would have triggered and then giving them some pips. But I like a form of confirmation, and that could be in the form of the hammers, pin bars, could even be dojis, spinning tops, depends on how you use them. You could have inside bars and so on. So this is the NZD USD here. Trying to just breeze through the instruments so I don't take way too much of our time. Uh, this is the dollar Swizzy. You can see the dollar Swizzy. There is no, let me repeat myself. For now, there is no chart that is clean in my eyes. There is no chart that is clean in my eyes. Looking at the big candles back to back. Now, if you look at this from the weekly time frame perspective, by the way, if you look at some of these majors on the weekly, they will start to look like big pin bars. If you look at this one as an example, if we move to the weekly time frame, you can see it's looking like a, let me just zoom in as well. You can see looking like a big pin bar. This is a pin bar here. Even though it has not finished forming, this is what it's looking like right now, right? So the higher time frames are always good to keep an eye on. The dollar Swiss, oh sorry, the dollar yen, right? Not a big fan of this. Don't forget the dollar is very key for today. So I'm not rushing into anything. And if you look very well, you might have something around here, right, where the market is going to now. You might have something around here. We can watch this dollar yen, which might be a bit clean, especially from the higher time frames as well. That has been dropping. So short positions favors the dollar yen. This is the dollar card over here. This is gold over here. No need to waste our time. This is gold over here, a clean area here. Wait for reaction. As for me, wait for reaction here. If you have like a nice trigger, wait for a reaction here and entry. The same thing over here. Wait for reaction here and entry and see how that goes. These are areas of interest that we can always keep an eye on. But for me, I haven't gotten any trade this new year, and I'm not going to force anything this new year. And of course, also we have big news coming out today. And don't forget, Friday too is also FOMC. Sorry, NFP non-farm payrolls. Later today, there's FOMC. On Friday, we have the first NFP non-farm payroll as well. So you need to be careful with that as well. So I could as well say this week is going to be crazy and heavy with news data. I repeat, this is going to be heavy with news data for the dollar, especially. So it's always good for you to be careful. I wish I could have gone over some other minor pairs, but based on time, maybe tomorrow we'll look at a few minor pairs, what happened from the intraday perspective, and any other thing that might, come out. Okay, the Bitcoin. Just flip through this Bitcoin. Um, Nothing much to write home about. Just looking at this quickly, I have an area here. You can see how easy it is for me to, with my eyes. That's why your eyes are the best or the best or the best indicator whatsoever. Nobody can tell you different. If you look very well, this is all my eyes. I just did this now. This is all my eyes. Maybe we could do something on a live. On a live, you could give me charts. I look at the charts, no matter what the chart is, even if it's instruments I don't trade on a regular, because of course I cannot trade all the instruments, right? I will look at it, give you key areas to look out for and what I think might happen. And now you can see there's a reaction here at this area, but because of the news for the dollar, you can see Bitcoin also has the dollar inside. I also like to see a quick retest here and maybe some price action. But it could even be a flash move where the same candle hits there and then drops back to these lows over here. You can see we have some lows, and this week here is very important. It also carries information. That's why I'm covering the whole area of that week. And covering the whole area of that week, you can also see what we have here. This, you can see. So I'm going to stop over here. I think I've done a few good minutes looking at intraday levels for the majors, gold, and Bitcoin. And of course, we're going to be doing more of this. We'll try and be doing this on a regular. Sorry about the audio. The audio might not be the best for now. My mic got damaged, so I've ordered another one. So, but then just make sure you're getting information, and if you have any question, feel free to ask. This is what we do on a daily. We scan through the charts, and then we don't see anything. We call it a day. Easy. That's how trading is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be staring at the charts. You come in, check, scan, nothing, you leave. If there's anything, then put it on one side, like the dollar yen we looked at, and then the Aussie the Aussie USD as well, AED USD we looked at as well not too long ago. So once you see these charts, keep them by one side, write them down on a piece of paper, and then checking at intervals. No need to be staring at the markets. Check at intervals. Or you can as well set price alerts. You could check this channel. I did a video on how to set price alert so that once price gets to a particular area, it just beeps you and then you just go and check. No need to stare at the market. Do less of that this year. So with that said, thank you guys. Another wonderful one. Be careful with the news coming out later today. And tomorrow we should be back to do another video and another update video. Thank you guys and God bless.